In this video, you're going to learn. Wait, hold on. I feel like I'm too loud. 'Cause I guess this is a general problem in my life. Okay, you didn't come here for this. In this video, we're going to learn how to take any system that you have and turn it into an AI system. And what we're going to do is, as I'm going to develop a prompt live that will take all of my learnings, everything I've ever learned, everything I ever known, and will basically allow you to take any system and help you think through how an AI system should be designed for that problem. And so it'll be a mega prompt that will control the model. It'll teach it how to talk to you. It'll ask you the right questions, and then it will kind of develop the system. So let's dive in. But first, can you tell anything of my help from this picture? Something I might not know, something I should be concerned about. Look at this. My tongue is healthy pink, white coating, central groove, fissured tongue pattern. Get out of here. No, I don't. No, you're like mild redness. It's like, yo, you're spending too much time on the screen. It's like, oh, that's true. That's true. Like small sun freckles. I do have too much UV exposure. Nothing alarming jumps out. Modifiable risk. You only see a sun exposure, a daily sunscreen plays compounding dividends. I do need to be doing that. My bad. Anyways, I like this. I'm not an AI clinician like Tiger Healther. All right, so that's a little embarrassing health about me. All right. I forgot for a second what I was doing. All right. I have a general belief about an AI system that an AI system needs to have context about a problem. It needs to have context about the sender, and it needs to have context about the receiver. It also needs to double check itself. It needs to identify the role that it is to play. It needs to have really complex inputs. It needs to query the user. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying to build a single prompt that will guide a large language model to chat with the user to AIify whatever problem they have. So, in the true spirit of this prompt, what I want you to do is ask me questions about my goal to understand it before we try to solve it. And I want you to keep asking me questions relentlessly until you understand what I'm trying to do. And then once you know what I'm trying to do, we will create a prompt that will basically help people chat with a large language model and guide them intelligently to create an AI system, structure, processes, prompts just for them. Now ask me all the questions in the world to help me understand. So we're doing something a little meta here. We are talking to the model to have it help us basically diagnose. Now, the single biggest problem with any, I gave it a bunch of context here, but the single biggest problem is that there's context in your head that doesn't exist on the page yet. The model doesn't know it, and the model needs to know it. So as part of this process, we are going to help the model get the best out of you, which is sort of the biggest thing. Yeah, that's right. All right, so AIifying, basically, my kind of general thought is that it identifies what problems AI is good at, what problems it's not good at. Like it's very good at research. It's very good at narrow problems. It's really good at this thing I called, my kind of envisioning principles, creative constraint with context. It is very good at being creative, but only if you constrain the model and you give it context. So it needs to have those things. So part of this needs to be what kind of context is really important. And that might be information from a CRM. It might be information from a user's head. It might be from Gong calls. It might be from anywhere. The context could be from anywhere. The creativity, I think we have to let the model decide, but constraint is really important, which is the model has to kind of know what are the subtasks that it can do that are really well constrained, where the model can be successful, and another agent, another program, another person can pick up from there. So really we need to figure out how do we divide things into small context pieces, and also, provide enough context, but the context should be relative to the constraint, and it needs to provide constraint to be able to accomplish system. We also need to figure out reverse and backwards from the goal. Let's just focus on go-to-market systems. That's sort of what I do. I am going to give you all of my like my training information, so you know sort of how I think. Um, this is just for go-to-market stuff. I want people to have some flexibility because I think other things could apply, but really we should probably stick it to go-to-market. Um, so, and this is just my training, so you don't have to over-rely on this, but this is you just get a sense of how I think. Yeah, so two concrete examples just to give you an idea. Like one example is I have a bunch of sales reps or I'm trying to AIify my go-to-market. Well, one example that you might need to figure out is like, okay, well, what research matters? What are discrete units that AI can do? It can research accounts. It can identify good prospects. It can help write messages. What AI can't do is it can't talk. It can't really basically go provide value to the users independent. It can't take a sales call, but it can think about the people in the process and remove them. Another example here is like, let's talk about it from my friend Kevin Dorsey here. He thinks about evaluating the reps via Gong, right? I just want to know what reps are doing what well with Gong data. And Gong doesn't really support this. So an example would be, okay, well, the AI agent can basically figure out, like, are they asking the right questions? And that could be an AI agent. And that's like, and the AI agent should basically help sort and prioritize those things. So maybe that's not the very most important thing. Maybe the most important thing is, are they asking enough questions? Are the right questions? So it kind of has to be able to ask questions of the user first. There's going to be a huge interrogation period to really understand what problem the person is trying to solve. Yeah, basically, it's just asking questions until it has the context. And yeah, this is like 5 whys. So you're going to have to like basically envision a Socratic method. You're going to have to break down problems into specific steps. And the question should go deep because you really can't understand a system if you don't know how the user thinks about it. And you are going to have to sort of reorient the things because right now jobs are a poor container for problems. So you're going to have to say, okay, this is how the user should now interact, and this is exactly the input that we need for the AI model to do really, really well at, because this is a discrete task. But then the user needs to do things like have a conversation with the prospect. The AI can't do that, or they're going to have to synthesize some of the prompts, or like the prompts will come back, and the user going to have to synthesize. Yeah, I think people generally struggle because they're trying to bolt AI on top of their existing system. So I'm going to talk to you about how I sort of this is my website, so you can sort of get a sense of how I talk about it. That they just try to throw AI on top of existing roles, and that's not what I'm looking to do. I basically want to be able to dissect a human role into where AI can be successful and redefine what that human role looks like. Basically, the output, I think, is going to be, here's what AI can do well, here's what your people can do well, here's the tools that you should need to use, here is exactly how they should interact, here is AI agents that you can use. And it might have to be multiple parts because I know, well, actually, I think these models can now export a lot of tokens. And I'm going to give you an example of like an AI agent. So possibly as part of this, you're actually going to define an AI agent. And this is text from some of my AI agent building Claude project. And so hopefully you have enough now to ask me more questions to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, interrogate me. All right. Sometimes I don't know, this video is like a weird because I'm like pausing. I feel like I'm a large language model, just like stalling out. Oh. So you have an understanding of what just happened. I have an AI agent building process. You should go buy Agent 7 if you haven't. It's $299. It is the world's best AI agent building course. I've sold $80,000 of the course since October 1st. People are clamoring about it. They're very happy. I've had to refund one person. I don't do refunds. She was a single mom. She didn't know what she was buying. She didn't use Clay. I think she got very excited about buying an AI agent. Oh, wow. It's so big. The prompt is all right. Run that. It was too big. Yeah, so I said, look, I don't need to. But I did say, it was funny when I first posted the Agent 7, I said, if you're unhappy, consider changing your life circumstances. I really try to dissuade people from buying my courses unless you're like really sure that you resonate with my content, etc. I'm a bad salesperson that way. I'm the opposite of a used car salesman. I'm like, don't come to the lot, don't buy anything. Go home and ride your bike. I'm very proud of it. It's a very good course, and I do think you'll enjoy it. Okay, let's go talk back to AI now that it's done. Oh, I'm intrigued by your intriguedness. Thank you. Yes. And really, it's going to be a single sort of artifact that in Claude. Yes, it is a messy human frame problem. Yeah, we need to scale our outreach, and this is why you need to get to the heart of it. Yeah, so for example, an SDR, poor container for a in the AI world, you might think of an SDR's role as like talking to customers and researching. For example, these are two tasks. Well, researching can be done by AI, but what type of research, right? AI can't just do a really good job at like generic research. Is like, well, what do you look for and why does it matter? And so AI can then split that into tasks where it's like, okay, and then AI can evaluate, can I do a reasonable job at this? Can I reasonably understand this problem? And so it really needs to interrogate the user, break down things into semantic parts, and then figure out what are humans good at and what is AI good at. And AI, I think, is really good at like doing these. They don't have to be, they're discrete tasks, which is things that you actually can find online. So I want to make sure that, and you can just assume that the AI agent has like online research capability, and eventually we'll be able to talk to tools. And so the first thing you probably need to do is once you understand the problem, actually the second thing, once you understand the problem, then you need to remove out the human element. What are humans going to do really, really well? And that's like, for example, discernment. Humans are going to be able to look at some piece of that puzzle, add their feedback to improve the quality. And humans are also really good at talking to their humans. AI is like really bad at that. So those are some things that you can evaluate around. Yeah, like if I wanted to AIify my sales team, that doesn't mean anything. People don't really understand. So really the question you might ask is like, well, what does your sales team do? Where do they spend most of their time? So like you should really hard be against questions like AIify my sales team. That doesn't really make any sense. There is an art. The critical pieces of context are what are your team spending the most time on, and what do they do today? And that's like, and then you should take Charlie Munger's inversion principle, which is like, if you had unlimited amounts of time, what would you do? So one of it is the art of the possible, and then the other is the sort of what's taking up the most time. So, and I think the blind spots are they try to like bolt AI into their existing systems. This really takes a reimagining of the org, people's roles, and it's going to take strategic frameworks. It's going to take like a lattice work of intelligence. You might look at some of the stuff that Shane Parrish has talked about, right? Mental models. And so you're going to need to be able to like bake in some mental models here to help the humans think, because we have a very poor understanding about AI. You might go online and get a little bit of understanding about how other people have thought about doing the types of things that I'm talking about. Even in this conversation, you might kind of realize that there are opportunities to further improve the quality of what we're talking about. By the way, this video is almost 15 minutes, so I'm going to post this to LinkedIn. If you want the rest, request my YouTube. Just don't tell me your favorite pizza topping, because you did that last time and it was, someone said mayo. Don't do that. So why don't you comment your favorite flavor of ice cream? That's like more tame. Yeah. I mean, the company's context is really important, and you really need to get this out of the leader. And also, you need to offer things that you can do. So you have to understanding of your own capabilities. Like, you can search the web, you also can do deep research, you can write code, you can design things. So you need to have that kind of baked in. Sometimes the AI models don't really know what they're capable of. Um, I don't. I think that the pattern is really just the model asking questions from both angles, sort of top down and bottoms up, sort of the inverse framework, to really understand what is happening. And so it should be sort of a long guided conversation before the AI takes a crack at creating an artifact that is sort of the AI blueprint for the organization. My company's called Blueprint. And you also should brand the shit out of this when people do it. Say, like, invented by Jordan Crawford, put my name everywhere. I want to make sure that people know that that I'm the guy. I'm being a little facetious. Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely think that data is sort of a moat here. I'm gonna put a data prompt that I've used in the past here, so you sort of can understand what that looks like. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think that it really should. It should focus on like, you should go and look at and figure out how many tokens can Claude Opus 4 actually output, and you should do as much as possible within that framework. And then you should basically tease additional value. It's like, hey, do you want me to do this thing next? Like, so this sort of mega prompt should really know everything that is going to be important here. Oh, wow. As AI capabilities evolve, maybe the first thing the prompt should do is get an understanding of what AI is capable of that day. That's a great point. It's a great point. It should be designed to evolve. Okay, ask me more questions unless you feel you have a good understanding. Is it weird to watch videos of me talking to AI while you're here as a person? I think it could be weird. Waiting to super whisper a transfer thing is a great time to meditate, to find your center, to figure out what makes you you. I like how it moves to 9%. You ready? 8 more. I like how it's like, he's going the distance. He's going for speed, all alone in a time of need. Execute the. Yeah, I have to say that because I pasted two things, and if it's pasted here, I don't know. It's like. Great. I think I should just never edit my videos unless AI can do it. Yeah. AI for system design prompt. A blueprint framework. A specialized system design to help organization fundamentally remember context, constraint, creativity. Yes. Pattern, great. Yes. Yes. Bam. Inversion. The 5 whys. Yes. This is great. Wow. All right. 20 minutes. If you would like access to this, comment your favorite ice cream below. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I really appreciate you coming and watching my stuff. Yeah. I hope that you found this talk very useful and have a beautiful. Oh, I forgot that I put all that LinkedIn stuff in the middle. It just ignored it. Amazing. All right, later, folks.